Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook.
How are we doing?
Good, mate. I'm going straight in with the red button, mate.
Let's go.
So the red light's rolling. JB back, and those of you that are watching on YouTube will notice we're wearing the same clothes in every podcast. I wonder how this happened.
It was scripted.
It was scripted, mate. Came back like 3 weeks on the bounce, mate. Same clothes. Unbelievable, that, isn't it? Unbelievable. People are going to find out that we block record the podcast. Oh dear. The thing is, right, we have to a little bit because you're doing me a huge benefit because you're seeing me through my summer holiday.
Yeah.
This is what's going down. This is what's going down in Chinatown. I hope everyone's enjoying their summer and their summer holiday listening to the podcast. We're on 3 of 3 with Mr. Baggers. If you don't already, you got to know who he is. Go back, listen to the other 2, come back for this one because it's going to kind of spoil the others if you sort of jump straight to the last one, right?
Just listen to this
so,
one, yeah.
JB, we're talking about plans for year 2, mate. World domination. Nice pen, by the way. Looks familiar.
Unfortunately, it's not a flagship one. It's from
Trade.
Oh,
you turncoat. It's the same colour as ours.
No. I everywhere I go, I get free pens.
Mate, you're just a pen ho, mate.
Yeah,
JB, the pen ho. Year two baggers. So last 2 podcasts, let's bring people up to date. If you haven't listened to them, go back, listen to them. John's told us about what's gone on in year 1 of running Compass. Because actually we interviewed you about a year ago talking about going into doing it.
Yeah.
And then the last podcast was 6 things you've learned, which were fantastic. Really enjoyed that chat, mate. So tell me about what you got planned for year 2 and global domination, mate. What's in the pipeline?
So my biggest thing going into year 2 will be getting Compass ISO 9001 accredited. So that will then give us the opportunity, or me the opportunity, to go and deliver earned recognition audits and get on that list of approved auditors. So I've got my stage 1 in a couple of days, my stage 1 audit in a couple of days, cool. And I'm hoping that by the end of I'm gonna say by the end of Q3, I've got that accreditation. I move with stuff really quickly in that aspect as well, because if you're standing still, you might as well be going backwards. It was something that I'd not initially thought about doing, but actually, I think the next natural progression and natural step is to be an earned recognition approved audit provider.
Sure.
I looked on the map. There's not many around. There's not many near me. There's certainly not a lot on the list anyway. But there's not many near me. So It's definitely something I can add value with.
Sure. ISO 9001 is quite prohibitive for many companies when it comes to investment.
Yeah.
And certainly smaller businesses, it's quite prohibitive and it's quite challenging, isn't it? How have you found the process? Obviously, you've not been through your first audit yet, but have you found that process?
Not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a minefield sort of thing. A little bit, you're looking at something that's all a little bit foggy. It's like that. It just seems to be, I need to switch off, spend a little bit of time in terms of getting my head into all the templates, the paperwork, etc., getting everything aligned. So I know that the quicker I've done all of this, the quicker I'm approved. The quicker we can be offering recognition audits.
And the fees for becoming approved are quite expensive, aren't they? To buy the standard and to get the audits, and then that's an annual requalification as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. So yeah, there's and again we touched back to what we discussed in podcast number 1, and are people countering these fees into pricing for work? Probably not.
Probably not. No, there's there's a lot of work goes into it. So we've just third year we've just renewed. So Flagship have just renewed for the third year. We're proud DVSA and recognition approved auditors. We're proud to be part of the scheme, and we're proud that the OTC is starting to recognise that it needs to be approved audit providers that deliver the audits too.
Exactly, yeah. You're looking at applications and decisions, and it's approved auditors. You're only being approved by being a credible, having that accreditation. So it's worth it.
ISO 9001 is it's going to be a vital part of that, isn't it? To sort of do that. So I see a lot of companies going to be going for it, but I think it does come with a health warning. It's not easy. Even for us, we've just gone through the third year. I think we did my guy's done a fantastic job. We got one opportunity for improvement, which is fantastic. We're really pleased with that. But the auditor had our guys sweating, right? They really are thorough, very thorough. It's a very high standard of operating, and it's created loads of good work for us. We do some really good stuff around investigating failures, investigating the bits that do go wrong, because we're not perfect. No one is. Exactly, It's all about how you learn from the errors you make and those kinds of things. So, and you've got to make sure you document that and you share that in your team and those kinds of things. So there's really a lot to it, and making sure that you got your policy up to date and making sure that's effectively communicated through your organisation now. That's it's a laborious process. So yeah, fantastic, mate. Pat on the back for that. I won't pat you too hard yet because you're not there yet. When you're there,
I've got to get it yet. But I'm in the right direction. I'm on the right path. And again, I've put that initial investment into obviously growing the business in that direction. And then I think my next sort of plan as well is to focus a little bit more on the PSV, the passenger transport world as well. I've got my transport manager CPC, but I want to start focusing a little bit more in that aspect of the industry as well, and sort of diversify a little bit by offering both services to both industries.
Okay, cool. That's interesting. So you're looking, now that you've got your PSV, you're going to look to diversify and add those. I'm seeing a change of name coming, mate, because transport tends to lead to haulage, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So again, it's something that who knows, in 12 months' time it might be a rebrand, but that's all part of learning, isn't it?
Well, there's the old saying: the business you start with isn't the one you end with. Certainly, Flagships become very different to what I anticipated it was going to be.
Yeah, that's it, and that sort of rolls into now. I say approved, but now partnered with Pro Trainings to deliver first aid courses as well as of this week. So, that's probably the next. I start looking and thinking, right, everybody needs first aid. Trying to get past I know that come September, driver CPC is gonna tail off. So I'm getting ahead of the game now and start to think, right, what can we do instead of driver CPC, because it's still going to be there, but naturally not as busy.
That makes total sense. So I think that sounds interesting, mate. So you've got a bit of consolidation and improvement there. So consolidation, ISO 9001, look to consolidate, do your own recognition auditing, and then there's a bit of diversification there as well. So first aid training, PSV, that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, that's it. So, and then I think the one thing that's escaping me is my dangerous goods safety advisor. Not necessarily, I say this, not necessarily to use it, but it's, for me, I feel like it completes the deck. It completes that card deck, I suppose. Okay. I've got a little bit of space behind me on the wall for the certificate. So
I see just by your right shoulder. By your right shoulder, there's room for the DGSA certificate there.
Yeah, right? Just a little bit of room up there for it. So that's sort of in my goals for this time next year.
Good man. Okay, brilliant. Well, fantastic, mate. And what about growth-wise? What are you anticipating? So here's me starting to coach you live on a podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about diversification of services. Tell me a bit more about your growth plans.
Hello, it's Shani from Flagship Partners. We are really proud to sponsor the Fleet Geeks podcast. If you need expert advice or training for your fleet business, make Flagship Partners your first choice. We are really excited to announce the launch of our Transport Manager Academy. With expert development for fleet leaders, we offer fully accredited initial Transport Manager CPC training, CPC refresher, and operator license awareness training, as well as mentoring, support, and professional development beyond the qualification. Our vision is to develop elite fleet professionals.
So I've already got one trainer working for me. My plan is to initially upskill that trainer through to his transport manager qualifications, which then gives me essentially another consultant and not just a trainer. And then does that look where potentially there's two of us doing the work, or are we growing and bringing in more people? How does that
Sounds like
look?
you're going to need more people, John. How many more people do you think you're going to need?
I think my end goal, I'd be happy if there was 4 or 5 eventually as an end goal. But again, we look back to episode 2, and they've got to be trusted.
Sure. And they're not easy to find, are they? They're not easy to find, these people. So I totally agree with you. Bit of a challenge, isn't it? Bit of a challenge to find the right people. So tell me, so you're going to need 4 or 5 people. When are those 4 or 5 people going to start, John?
That's it. See, I've thought about that, and it's there in front of me that I need these people to help grow the business. Is that this time next year I've got another person in, or does it grow legs quicker with the recognition stuff with the ISO 9001 if I get it?
I reckon it sounds like at least one more person, John. I think it might be one more person and maybe another subcontractor potentially.
Yes, that's it. And I've got a few people in mind in terms of subcontractors, people that are just coming into this sort of business, doing this sort of stuff. So again, in the same way that people have helped me grow, I also want to be passing that on and helping other people grow as well.
Brilliant, mate. Fantastic. Well, I think that sounds like a bit of a recruitment call. So if you're listening and you're in the Halifax area and you've got your transport manager CPC qualification, why not bash John's door down and see if he's interested in taking you on for a job?
Give me a shout. I'm sure there's something. Like I said,
and if you're a subby, if you're looking for subby work in that area as well, there you go. There's a little hint there, isn't there, John? I'm putting you under a bit of pressure here. How do you feel?
Accountable. Well, I think it gives me accountability, which we looked at previously, didn't we? In episode 2 or 3, accountability all ties in, doesn't it?
Brilliant, mate. Yeah, no, really good, really good. And I think I think one of the things you'll find is that as you grow, so what looks like 4 consultants will end up being 6 people, because you'll need a couple of administrators to help support them as well. So, and then all of a sudden, because you've got 6 people, you're probably going to need some health and safety stuff in there as well to help support that. But before you know it, you're growing arms and legs, right? It's, you're going to be overtaking Flagship Partners, mate. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, John.
Working alongside. And that's it. It's you start with this little vision, don't you? You start to think, right, I want my own business because I want a bit of freedom. I want to be able to do what I want when I want. And then you end up thinking, actually, well, this is working. This is a viable opportunity. For anybody, I suppose. It's not, anybody can enter this world, I suppose, and anybody can set up a company. But it's
not anyone can succeed, though, John. Not anyone can succeed. What are the statistics? Something like 90% don't last past 4 or 5 years, right? So not anyone can do it. But I think if people do it and they have the right mindset and they take those 6 learnings from podcast 2 into account, then maybe they just can. Maybe they just can. I think you gave 6 nice pieces of advice there. And what will be really interesting is when I get you back in a year's time, we look at how many people you have, your services you're offering, and how much you've grown. And we'll then talk about the learnings, and you'll have 6 new learnings that you'll have had.
Exactly.
I think that's the beauty is that when people go, I've got 20 years experience in what I do, there's a lot of people who are out there that have had 20 years experience of doing the same thing every year.
Exactly.
They've had 20 times 1 year's experience. The beautiful thing about what you're doing is you are genuinely, because you have to, I guess the question is if over the next year, if you're going to grow another person and you're going to grow another subcontractor as well, another coaching question for you is what does John Bagley need to become to be the person that runs that business? And maybe there's not an answer now, right? But the beauty is knowing that over the next 12 months, you've got that development journey yourself to be on, right? Because
exactly,
it becomes, you have to become more resilient. You need to become a better sales and marketing machine because you've got more people to feed. Your role will evolve over that time. You do less delivery and more managing and business development and those kinds of things. So, just planting seeds, mate. Just planting seeds.
Definitely.
The process you need to go through, and I think that's a really exciting opportunity, mate. Really exciting.
Yeah, really.
I'm really excited to next summer. So next summer, I'm already booked, right? So this year I'm going to Turkey. So as people listen to this, Pete's going to be sunning himself in Turkey. So amazing. Can't wait.
Are you going to come back with a full head of hair?
Say again, sorry?
Come back with a full head of hair.
Well, I've already got the teeth. And those people that are listening won't see the smile. They're not turkey teeth, by the way. They're all Pete's. They're all Pete's teeth. But no, I'm not coming back with a full head of hair. I'm bald and proud, mate. I'm a proud bald man. It's fine. It's all good, mate. So yeah, I won't be coming back with a stirrup. Well, they don't even do that, do they? They actually properly do implants, don't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I won't be doing any of that, mate. But I'll be in Zante next year, and what will happen is around this time we'll get in touch and we'll do Baggers year 2 and year 3. And we'll see where you're at, mate, and have you fulfilled those promises. So there's a bit of accountability for you.
Yeah, definitely. There we are. And it's all about accountability because it's easy to tell yourself you're going to do something. I tell myself I'm going to go to the gym, and it's a struggle, isn't it? The more people you tell, the more accountable you are.
It is, mate. It is. But you got your message this morning from me. Sorry, mate. We're going to have to start a little bit later. I'm off to the gym this morning.
Yeah. I'd like
got to get Turkey Beach ready, mate.
Yeah. I'd like to say I was in the gym myself, but I wasn't.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it? By the way, we're recording this and England have just won the semi-final. So the big question is it going to, when people are listening to this, is it going to have come home?
Oh, it's an interesting one, isn't it? If they play the way they played in the first half yesterday, possibly. But it's England and we've all been there before, haven't we?
I think, so where I'm at is Spain are going to be the toughest challenge yet.
Yeah.
Right? Spain have been far and away best team in the tournament. But it's football, right? But it's football. So all bets are off, right? All bets are off. I think, if you ask me, it can come home. It could come home. You are right. I think they did play well first half so they played well first half yesterday against
Netherlands.
Netherlands. Yeah. They played well first half. Netherlands made some good tactical changes to stifle them. And then I thought Southgate left it late to make his changes again, but it worked. So he made good changes, having left it late. He would argue that it was a tactical masterclass, I'm sure. I think that he runs a risky game if he tries to do that with Spain.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, Kane hasn't been effective all tournament, and I think he's got to make a change. And I think he's brought Tony on and he's brought Watkins on over the last 2 games, and they've both had huge impact from the bench. Yeah. And Kane has had very little impact, I think, during any of the games. So as much as I'm a fan of Kane and he's done some amazing stuff, I know it won't happen, but I've got a bit of a controversial opinion. That is that I think he needs to drop Kane. I think he starts with Tony. I think he starts with Tony and then he brings Watkins on later as well to bolster that. But that's
Yeah,
where my head's at.
Potentially, but it'll be exciting nonetheless. And hopefully, it's a big party on Monday.
It'll be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice to set off the summer, but yeah, I'm sure we'll know by the time this comes out. So
yeah, we will. But yeah, if you had to pin me down, I'm saying it's coming home, mate. I think England could make the job happen. I think they're managing games well, so I think they can do it. Yeah. Looks like you're nodding your head in agreement as well.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? It's England, isn't it? And I'm a Liverpool fan, so I've seen my fair share of close shaves.
I'll bet, yeah. Awesome, mate. Well, John, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. And thank you listeners for listening. And I'll see you all on the next one. Take care. And enjoy hopefully what's left of the British summer.
Thank you, guys. See you later.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.